Welcome to Life Mastery for Women, where I help you decode the struggles in your life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality with mind mastery, emotional management, and meditation. Welcome to today's podcast. Ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you easily manifesting your desires. If you are not easily manifesting your desires, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. So welcome to today's episode. We are starting to really talk about some fun, engaging things, in my opinion. These are the things, this topic that we're talking about today about manifesting your desires is bringing your thoughts and desires, your emotional desires into fruition and bringing them into the physical world so you can physically experience them. So yesterday or last week's podcast, actually Monday morning, I talked about visualizing and the art of visualizing, bringing those images into your head and really relishing in that space. Now we're going to talk about how does it get from the space in my head out into the physical world so I can begin to fully experience. I want to read you a quote. This is from Wayne Dyer's book called Manifest Your Destiny, the 9 Spiritual Principles for Getting Everything You Want. If you are familiar with Wayne Dyer's work, he's got 43 or so books that he wrote before he passed away. And they are quite deep and quite immersive in the conversation of manifesting and intentions but using the power of your mind to create your world. And I find his work to be very inspiring. And these were some of the books that I started with: The Power of Intention, Manifesting Your Desire, The Spiritual Principles, Wishes Fulfilled. There's lots of books that will spark enough inspiration in you that you will begin to start shifting your life and understanding that there's something bigger, something greater out there to tap into, that we are meant to create our lives. This is all part of why we have our imagination abilities anyway, and connecting intuitively to get a broader perspective and picture about your life. So I want to read you this quote. This is in the Manifesting Your Destiny book, and it's on page 57. Almost all the way at the bottom. It says, your thoughts and visualizations are your source of manifesting. It is the energy that you want to activate and make work for you. The mental picturing process and its application to the manifesting process are something that you can experience when you are in a state of complete faith. There is a part of you that knows you can attract what you desire with this energy. So the very first sentence, your thoughts and visualizations are your source of manifesting. You cannot begin to manifest until you get your thoughts going in the direction that you want. That is the number one rule. And it'll be the hardest thing that you do because the world around us wants to talk about the things that we don't want. Always complaining. Always, conversations around us are always about, you start with, you know what I hate? You know what I don't want? You know what sucks? When you hear the beginning of that from someone else, run the other way. Turn your back on that statement and run in the other direction. All it does is, it's like a whirlpool. It just sucks you in to the vortex of complaining and whining about the things in the life that we don't want. Everything that you have in front of you, all of your experiences, your entire life right now, is already in the past. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about the house that you're living in currently. You've already manifested. The only thing you can do is start changing it going forward. So if I want to live in a different house, I have to start thinking differently. I have to start using my visual techniques and my imagination to start moving the energy in the direction that I want. It will be hard because we are conditioned to constantly talk about what we don't want. We want to talk about the things that we are pained about. We want to talk about the things that upset us, the things that are uncomfortable. And with that energy, all you're doing is recreating the same scenario. Let me ask you this. Have you ever solved a problem by complaining about it? When you and your coworkers or you and your family get together and you're complaining about the kids or your work or money or politics or the latest law that was just put into place, does it ever change anything? And does it ever make you feel better? And the answers to those are no. And the reason why is because everything is energy, and like attracts like. And meaning, if I want to experience more joy, I have to start having more joyful thoughts, because our thoughts create our emotions. If I start talking about right now things that upset you, things that are annoying to you, things that we can't change, and start complaining, I can create an entire audience that's pissed off. Or I can start talking about things that are hopeful, joyous, happy, exciting, and I can create an emotional response in an audience that is high vibe positive. And that's what we want. A lot of people say, well, but Jen, you don't understand. You don't understand my life, the way my kids act, the way my parents act, the way my mother-in-law acts. You don't understand the government. You don't understand my job. No, and you know what though? I don't need to understand your job or your kids or your parents or your mother-in-law, because I understand how energy works. So what are we going to do with this information now? What are we going to do? Let's talk about how we begin the manifesting process. First off, think of something that you want, and think of it fully and immersively, like submerge yourself completely into the thing, no matter what it is, whatever it is. Bring in all your senses, just like we talked about in Monday's podcast. Bring in all your senses, smell it, taste it, touch it, engage with it. Bring in other people, engage with them. Bring in movement and sound and really clear visuals as best as you can. And you get out a piece of paper and draw it so you can begin to see it. And then eventually you'll just have it in your mind. Do this so much that you start to create the emotion of. Then when you create the emotion, I want you to ask yourself, who else would I enjoy this with? And bring that person in. Bring that person into the visual. If I got this thing, who would I tell about it? Who would be the first person that I would phone if I achieved this thing? And that's building through the heart chakra and the throat chakras, communicating this desire with other people. Right now, we're just going to do it just in your mind. And you pull it through the heart chakra. So the crown chakra is the idea. The third eye is the visual. That's visualizing and creating a scene of the thing that you want. Then the throat chakras, we're moving down through the chakras, because this is how we manifest. We go out through the spiritual chakras and down into the physical chakras. Now, as you're at the throat chakras, in your visual, I want you to talk about, be excited. What words would you use if you got the new job, or your kid started to behave, or your spouse initiated sex when you were always the one to do that, or you were always turned down, or when you finally get the house, or you finally sell the house, or whatever it is that you want to manifest. Now, down and through the heart chakra, who is there? Who is sharing this experience with you? And as you are sharing this experience with that person, what would you say to them, and what would their response be? Spend time right there. Now, these are all the fun chakras, because this is all this stays up in the energy chakras and the spirit, and you can use your imagination to be there and your visual to create the space. When it starts getting a little bit trickier is as we start moving down through the physically connected chakras, which are your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and your root chakra. So those three are kind of grounded in the physical experience, and your heart chakra is the bridge between the two. So once we get here, now as you're wanting to begin birthing this process, because if you stay high up in the higher chakras, you're not going to manifest anything. And let me tell you a story. For 10 years, I have wanted to create this business of women, for women, a community, a sisterhood, a mission to bring women together in community to support one another in this spiritual space, and to help us to manifest the things that we want, and to be able to support each other through these tools and techniques that I teach, that I've been learning for 25 years now. And bringing a community of women together, like we used to do a long time ago. And now we have these technologies that I can reach all four corners of the earth in building these communities. So for 10 years, what I've been doing is hanging out in these upper chakras, thinking about, imagining, visualizing all of these things that I would be doing and how I would be bringing these women groups together and getting really excited and just really loving the emotion of it and telling Amy about it and telling other people about it. But for some reason, it's not manifesting, because as soon as I get down into the solar plexus, when it comes to taking action in the physical world, creating the business, creating the plan, creating the program, meeting the people, making the phone calls, sending the emails. When it comes to doing all of those little tiny things that's going to create this big business, I get overwhelmed. And when I get overwhelmed, I typically shut down. I want to go take a nap. I want to just lay down someplace. I want to distract myself. I want to go outside and walk the dogs. I want to go and exercise. So when that happens, that's when I have to kind of manage my vision. So if that happens to you, if you get overwhelmed when it comes to taking action on your goals, when it comes to going to the gym every single day because you want to lose 20 pounds, or when it comes to changing the food that you eat, or when it comes to making different choices as it relates to talking to your kids, and you get overwhelmed, or you get distracted, or you stop thinking about it, or you just don't want to, or whatever emotions that come up to resist, then go back up into the vision. Spend some time there creating the energy, creating the inspiration and the joy of the vision. Then, in the vision, I want you to see yourself taking action with ease. There was a study done several times. I've heard about this study, and it's been done several times with Olympic athletes. And what they have them do is visualize their success. I bet this would be my bet, is if you were to ask all of the US gold medal athletes, you were to sit them down with an interview with you, and you were to ask them, how did you get to be a gold medal winner? Somewhere in this conversation, I can guarantee you, they had the vision of, they visualized, they thought about winning the gold, they put it on, they set the intention, and they worked with the energy through determination and confidence and action. And massive action. You don't just go to the gym once and expect your entire body to transform. I can't write just one email or make one post in our groups and expect a six-figure business and expect a community of thousands of women coming together for me to make an impact. So it has to be this continuous thing. You didn't get to where you are right now by doing whatever it is that's causing you trouble only one time. You got there because it's a continuous action of the thing that you're doing that is preventing you from getting what you want. It's continuous action. So we're going to flip that around, because now we're going to create a new vision that allows us the hope and the inspiration to move us forward, to say, you know what, I can have that. But there's one key element that you also must have, and that's faith. Trust. Trust that energy is it. Think about this. Have you ever made a sandwich without thinking about it? Now, this isn't about in your subconscious mind where, oh yeah, I can drive from my home to work without even thinking about it. That's right, because it's gotten all the way into your subconscious mind. So I want you to think about getting up and going to make a sandwich without thinking about it. I want you to get up and go to the grocery store and buy something without thinking about going to the grocery store. You can't do it. You can't think about an elephant and have an elephant appear. So you have to think about your thing. You have to think about things changing. Don't think about the thing you don't want. Don't think about the annoying behavior that he has. Don't think about the weight that's on your body that you currently want to get rid of. Don't say, I'm going to the gym to lose weight. Say, I'm going to the gym to get stronger. I'm going to the gym to get healthier. Say things like that, because that moves the energy towards what you want. If you're saying you're going to lose weight, what are you focused on? The excess weight. Okay, so when we go back to visualizing, go back up into the upper chakras, and in my vision, I am seeing the action that I need to take. If you want to go to the gym, I also want you to understand, you don't have to go to the gym to lose weight. You can lose weight in your backyard. You can lose weight at the beach. You can lose weight anywhere. You don't have to go to the gym. Just want you to know that. It's about moving your body and making nutritional choices. It's about moving your body. You can move your body anywhere. Go for a hike, go for a bike ride, get in the kayak, go rock climbing, did I say bike riding? Go bike riding. All of those things are about moving your body, okay? You're just getting rid of the excess energy that is stored on your body, and it's stored as fat. That's how our body stores extra energy. Okay, so now see yourself going there. Pick whatever activity. I'm going to lose weight by kayaking and bicycling, okay? Now see yourself getting the kayak and putting it in the water. See yourself feeling the cool water at your fingertips. Hear the waves gently touching the kayak. Feel the paddles easing into the water and feeling the pull of your muscles as you propel the boat forward. Doesn't that sound beautiful? Doesn't that feel better than, I gotta go to the gym to lose weight, right? You're never gonna lose weight with an attitude like that. You're working against the energy. Do the same thing with biking. Do the same thing with climbing. Do the same thing with hiking. Do the same thing with playing with your children or walking your dogs. Whatever it is you want to do, pick that and feel it. And then see yourself doing it. See yourself enjoying it. Because now what happens is, just like me when I'm trying to build this business, I can see the end result. I can see all these women and all this impact and all these friendships that are made because I made the choice of getting us all together. But I can't take action. I freeze when I take action. So I need to go back into the heart space. I need to go back into my third eye and visualize myself writing amazing emails or putting out wonderful, engaging content into my Facebook group and holding amazing, powerful sister circles, getting our people together and bringing out the tools and my intuitive abilities to transform lives and to help these women make bold decisions in their lives, in their relationships, and in their health. But if I can't see myself taking the action in an easy way, I'm working against the energy. Then from there, as we move into the solar plexus, that's where you take action. That's where you make decisions. That's where willpower is, about me pushing through until it becomes this effortless act. Then we move down into the sacral, which is your pleasure chakra. And that's where joy is created. So now I'm going to see myself taking this action with joy. And then the last one is the root chakra. I'm going to see the vision start to take shape. I'm going to see my email list getting bigger. I'm going to see more engagement on my posts where people are like, hey, I want to work with you. I like what you're doing and I want to be a part of your group. I'm going to see our sister circles getting bigger and more people and more women being a part of our community as it continues to grow. But I have to see those things in my vision. And then in the physical world, I have to talk differently. I have to engage with people differently. I do have to take action. I do have to put work into place. I do have to actually write the email. But if I'm coming from a place of inspiration and joy, then it becomes easier, doesn't it? Where someone says, hey, do you want to go for a bike ride? And I'm like, shit, yeah. And I get on my bike and I go with them. Now I'm losing weight. Now I'm getting stronger. Now I'm moving my body and it feels with ease, other than, oh, I got to go to the gym. If you are saying that, if you are saying anything that sounds similar to that, and then you're hoping to get a better goal on the other side, it is not going to work. Negative energy does never create positive energy. It doesn't work that way. For those of you that are musically inclined, if you take one of the tuning forks and you have a C note tuning fork in a room with 1,000 tuning forks, all tuned to different notes, and there's only 25 C notes in this room of 1,000 tuning forks. If I ring the tuning fork that's in my hand, which resonates at a C, it is going to ring all of the other tuning forks in the room, the ones that are the same. The C note cannot ring the D. It can't ring the A. It's only going to ring the other C notes. That's how the universal energy works. I cannot be pessimistic, dogging on myself, acting like a ding-dong, feeling terrible and a victim, and trying to manipulate the energy and expect something positive to happen. I can't say how much I hate something and have it go well. Okay? So we're going to start using our visual skills. If you need to use a piece of paper to kind of get you started, vision boards are amazing. Use some pictures from Google, use some pictures from some magazines and cut them out and create a vision board of something that you want to experience. Now, the key to this, if you don't do this, if you create a vision board and put it up in your office, never look at it, well, you can look at it every day, but if you don't do this one thing, you will never get the thing you want. Never, 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 ever. Look at it and immerse yourself into the pictures. See yourself with your best friend, your best mate, and your lifelong partner walking on the beach at sunset. Maybe enjoying a fruity drink and a wonderful dinner delivered to you in a cabana on the beach with not a single care in the world. Or walking your dog and enjoying the trail and the fragrances. See the money in your bank account. Hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in all the time that you have absolutely no care in the world doing what you love. Having the body, enjoying optimum health. Your body is free and flowing and it feels amazing to move your body. You have to get in there and increase the emotional energy of already having the thing. Now, why do we do that? Why can't I just sit on the couch and think about having hundreds of millions of dollars in my account and just have it show up in there? Well, because we don't want it to work like that. I mean, we do and we don't. Because if I say something like, today's a really shitty day, what do you think is going to show up in my driveway? My kids are absolutely little monsters. What do you think my kids are going to come out looking like? Because when we use a negative self-talk and we complain, things would show up in our lives that we don't want. It's raining cats and dogs. We don't want that. So that's why it gives us a chance to refine our desire, and it gives us a chance to really think about what it is that we want, because we are so conditioned to thinking about, talking about, complaining about all of the things that we don't want. Is this going to change your life? Yes, it absolutely is. Even if this is the only podcast you've ever heard of mine, you have no idea who I am or what I do, you've never heard my voice before, if this is the one you're listening to, this right here can change your life. If you would like some support with this, I'm going to say the same thing I've been saying, but we are going to start talking about in our sister circle, the art of manifesting, starting to move through our chakras, cleaning and clearing as we go, and all of the problems and the limiting beliefs that come up when we start thinking about our goals and our lives. So I would love for you to join us. We have a call actually tomorrow night, or this month, next week, I believe it's the 21st, at 6 p.m. You can go to Lady Rise in our Facebook group, go to the featured section, see where it says Sister Calls, and you can click on the calendar and see all the upcoming calls. These are going to be some really, really powerful calls. I hope to see you soon. If you liked this episode and you look forward to future episodes and are really looking for a community to help support you with implementing the tools that we're talking about in this podcast, please consider joining our online sister community called Lady Rising on Facebook, where we focus on that spiritual support and connection, just like in today's episode. I hope you'll join us. Go to Facebook, type in Lady Rising, and tell me you came in through the podcast.